Item 10E, adopt a resolution appropriating $654,000 in congestion mitigation and air quality grant funding to the Street Median and Grand Boulevard Improvement Project and authorizing the city manager to award and execute a construction contract for the project.
Through the chair. One of the medians in question is within 500 feet of my residence, though it's probably being on the very conservative area. Better to be safe than sorry. I'm going to recuse myself during this item.
Honorable Mayor, Council members, I have the pleasure to have now Will Anderson with me, the project manager for this great project, and he will help me with all of the answers. Back in 2002 and 2003, the city developed a vision for enhancing and rehabilitating all of the medians citywide. A design concept was developed for the El Camino Boulevard and also for San Bruno. And after the development of this design concept, then the implementation of the project started. The first project implemented as part of this project was the rehabilitation of the medians on San Bruno between 280 and 35. Then the next project was replacing 5 medians on El Camino, including installation of a new gateway, both end of El Camino and both entrance in the city, north and south, and also the implementation of a pedestrian countdown signal. Right now, just was finished the next 5 medians and El Camino. That project is already done. And the scope of this last, or hopefully not last, but the existing project, the last funded project at this time, is to finish the remaining 4 medians on El Camino and to implement as many medians on the remaining of San Bruno between 280 and El Camino. This is one other grant-funded project. How was the prior one? This project mainly was funded entirely with grant fund, and the city provided the matching funds. And how I indicated during my discussion and presentation for the prior project, the grant fund is coming with the same limitation and negatives and the positive, making this whole great project possible. In the same time, with the limitation, how much and when you have to do and to spend that dollar amount. Reason why are in this predicament and having the need to ask you for your indulgence and authorize the city manager to award the contract, and also to authorize the city manager to execute the contract, even if the bid was opened yesterday. Like for the other project, I provided a one-page update information for the bid received yesterday for your information, and also that information is available at the table at the entrance in the room. To maximize the grant funding and also to minimize the matching local funds for the city, knowing in what financial situation the city is today, the bid for this project also was structured in a way in a very flexible manner, and to enable us to have many decisions available to us depending how the bids will come up and how you can pick and choose what you will include in the bid package, that you could choose whichever median you would have enough money to implement with the available funding on San Bruno. The city received two bids. The lower responsive bidder was J.J. Nugent, which is the contractor who implemented the prior project, which was just finished right now. They are a responsive bidder for this project based on the work, the quality of work, and the timeliness of the work they performed for the existing project. The department is very comfortable making the recommendation to the city manager to award the contract to J.J. Nugent for a total of proposed $614,000 contract with a $61,000 contingency, maximizing the available funding for this project of $729,000, of which $654,000 is the grant fund, and then the minimum required matching fund. This means that all of the remaining 4 medians on El Camino will be finished as part of this project, and also 1 median on San Bruno Avenue will be included in this contract, which is number 6, which is the first median after 280. Our recommendation to the city manager will be to award the contract for the $614,000 and with a construction contingency of 61. Oh, I didn't even realize that I can be more effective talking in the mic from a closer setting. And to include and to approve a contingency of $61,000 for this project. Our approach will be the same. How I expressed our approach for the prior project, and if contingency will be available during the execution of the project, will be our intent to include other medians if that will be possible. Both of us are standing for any question what you might have.
Any questions? Ken?
Can you give a brief description of the CMAQ, the federal grant? What was the purpose of the grants? And I mean, was it for the beautification and improvements of these thoroughfares?
CMAQ fund can be used for many different purposes depending on the program which is paid out of CMAQ. CMAQ is federal funded program, and in essence this program is focusing on enhancement of the right-of-way, enhancement and improvement on the transportation environment. And most of these projects funded under this specific program are more the same type of median enhancement, this type of enhancement projects.
So it would be accurate to say that we would not have gotten a grant to just repave streets?
No, certainly repaving streets would not have been eligible for this specific program.
Thank you.
Any other questions or action?
I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ibarra.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.